Kia ora koutou and welcome to Season 4 of 3 Minute Board Games. Yep, that means we've been doing this for 3 entire years already and we're launching into a 4th year right now. Now if you told me 3 years ago that we'd still be doing this now, I would have called you a complete liar. If you told us that we'd have nearly 50,000 subscribers at the start of our 4th season, I would have called you a total and utter liar. And I just really can't get over just how amazing the response of the channel has been. We've gone from literally a project I started because I wanted to learn how to make videos for work to nearly 50,000 subscribers in 3 years. That's really just wow. And of course the show is not just me. Steph does all of our graphics and all of the covers that appear on the videos. Anything graphical related, that's Steph's doing, it's not my doing at all. So things like our new icons that have popped up here, the new intro that we have for the channel, the new player count, difficulty, and playtime graphics that we've got as well, that's all Steph's doing. And of course, I can't do all of the testing of the games by myself, so I have a core test group and a lot of people who switch in and out of that test group, and I'd like to thank a few of them now. Specifically, the guys who turn up just about every time I want them to turn up, and that shout out to Conan McKeag, Thomas Bullman, and Mike White. These 3 guys, they're just about every time, and I couldn't really do the channel without their input into the game. I have a lot more people who come and test games with me, but those 3 are always the ones that are there most of the time. And this last year has been really good for the channel. We had a shade under 3 million views in the year and 240,000 hours of content. And when most of our content is 3-minute videos, 240,000 hours is a staggering amount of time. I really just can't get my head around how much this channel seems to have resonated with people like you out there. It's really humbling and somewhat confusing that you tune in to watch the content. Thanks! I mean, I guess I'll keep doing it. And 3 years ago, we started off with our very first video, which was Spirit Island in about 3 minutes. And as you know, Spirit Island's a favorite game of mine. It's been the #1 game on the top 100 for the last 2 years. And to celebrate the 3rd anniversary and the start of the 4th season of 3 Minute Board Games, we're working in partnership with our core sponsor, Board Game Atlas, to do a Spirit Island giveaway. There'll be links to that in the comments below. And our partnership with Board Game Atlas is pretty important to the channel. We do not charge for reviews, we do not charge for content. We get some money from them to put the stinger at the front of the video and to sort of have links to their stuff. That's about it. They have no editorial impact in what we do. They don't go, Jay, you've got to review this game and say it's good. There's none of that. They help us stay independent. The other thing that helps keep us independent is Patreon, and I'd like to shout out to all the people who've been on Patreon, past and present. Thank you so much for keeping the channel going and for making this really keep going. I've been able to buy new equipment, we've been able to get a green screen, we've been able to get new microphones, we've been able to upgrade a whole bunch of stuff, and I no longer feel like I'm spending all of my time for, pocket change. Because the thing is, these videos take a lot of time. Well, not necessarily this one. This is me standing in front of a green screen and doing some stuff. But the 3-minute videos themselves do take a lot of time to make. And really, with working a full-time job, it's hard to justify spending too much time on this hobby unless you're, getting something back. So Patreon has been amazing for that. And I'd like to shout out to the following patrons. First up is our banner bearer, John Olson, who has been added in cartoon format to all of our social media branding. It's good to see John up there. John's been a long-time supporter of the channel. In fact, he came to me and said, you had the idea I wanted to do. We tried doing it. We couldn't make it work. I just want to see really good short content made. So I'm happy to back you and have you do it. So thanks, John. It's been great having you there from day one. I'd also like to give a shout out to our producer level patrons, which are Delaney Hennessy, Dirty Ducko, Ian Krabacher, Nikki Vade, Sean Dorsey, and Shim Phillips. Wait a second, that name's familiar. And of course there's the really big news impacting the channel this year, and that is that we're expecting our first child in April. So April 16 is the expected due date, but as we all know, things never turn up on their expected due dates. Like Kickstarter projects and babies, they tend to be late or occasionally early, but never on time. What does this mean for the channel? We really don't know. This is our first kid. I've got no idea how this is going to work. Got no idea how it's really going to impact on it. We're just going to have to learn as we go. Aotearoa New Zealand does have pretty good paid parental conditions as well, so I will be able to take time off work and be there in those first couple of months. But after that, we'll play it by ear and we'll see how it goes. We want to stay doing this channel. We want to stay producing content. We want to keep playing games and sharing our love of games with you. But you know, small people, they kind of take precedence when it comes to things like that. So we'll play it by ear, and in April we may take some time off the air for a while just to figure out what the hell we're doing. But I guarantee we will return. But until then, it's still all up in the air. I may even store some content so we can have stuff come out while that whole baby thing's happening. So we'll see what happens. And finally, here's a bunch of the titles we're planning on covering in the next couple of months. So some of this has been decided by Patreon, some of it's been just picked off my shelf, and some's been sent to me. So here are the games we're going to be covering over the next couple of months. And if you enjoy 3-minute board games, and if you like our content and you want to see more of it, please subscribe to the channel, please hit the like buttons, and really come support us on Patreon if you can. We really, really appreciate it. Ka kite ano. Take care all.